floor.
I asked my friend and colleague from New Jersey if he is familiar with Psalm 30, verse 5.
Not at this moment.
And if not, I offer to repeat it because I think it speaks to this moment. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. This is a holy month. It is the month of Lent. It is the month of Ramadan. It is the period of reflection preceding Passover. And my question to my colleague is rooted in a scripture in the Torah, in the Psalms, forgive me, known to both of us, one widely engaged in these days. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. This is a reminder both of the possibility of redemption, of the urgency of hope, and of your night-long sacrifice on this floor. Let me ask, if I might, two more questions of my friend and colleague. To my colleague from New Jersey, are you familiar with a front-page story on the Washington Post entitled, "Trump's USAID Cuts Cripple American Response to Myanmar Earthquake," an article running today in the Washington Post?
I have not read the paper this day, but I
had suspected that might be the case, given that my colleague from New Jersey has dedicated his night to standing tall and fighting hard to make sure that the people of the United States know what is going on. And I'll share with you just for a moment that it hurt my heart to watch the national evening news last night and see a Chinese humanitarian emergency response team celebrated as they pulled survivors out of the earthquake rubble in Myanmar. It did not hurt my heart that there are Chinese nationals providing emergency relief, but it hurt my heart that exactly those people who are the very best in the world at responding to humanitarian crises, exactly those people had just received termination letters, and their work with USAID had just been suspended. Normally, in every humanitarian crisis I've known in my lifetime, the first in are the men and women of USAID and the U.S. Armed Forces. Whether a tsunami, a tornado, wildfires, or an earthquake, we had world-leading humanitarian response capabilities. And I think it is a tragedy that we have not. I think it is a tragedy, and it is reflected in both this article that I've asked my colleague about and in the response of the world, that we have created an enormous opening for the PRC to come in and do what we previously did so well. Let me ask another question, if I might, of my colleague. Are you familiar with what has just happened to food banks all over our nation in terms of an announcement about impending deliveries of badly needed surplus food? This, I suspect, will be the focus of your future comments on agriculture, but I mention it as something that has impacted my state and I suspect yours as well.